Whoa, I made it. Somebody give me a 10 by 10. This isn't really a happy topic. This is not a happy topic in any way, shape, or form. We do have a news special tonight. I might have to change some things around because they're already saying that they won't monetize it. I guess because of my thumbnail. I don't know. Hey, JR. Hey, Pascal McQuaddy. She's a wildflower. My mother Sparks. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. So I want to bring this up. I get all the notifications from immigration and border patrol, because I am a free journalist and I signed up for that about 2.5 years ago. So here we go, folks. Here we go. Lord have mercy. So as the United States, as the people are struggling here in the United States, a lot of us, honestly, I know a lot of folks that are struggling right now to put food on the table, to be able to take care of their families. They're living paycheck to paycheck. Over 70% of the people in the United States right now are living paycheck to paycheck, which is a real darn shame. It's really a darn shame. But so we have this great, wonderful news that just came out. And she's a wildflower. I want to give you a big shout out again tonight for being an anchor to this channel as a member for many months now. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate all the members. I appreciate all the subs, and I appreciate all the thumbs up. So, in a move that has mostly escaped national attention, people aren't really talking about it. The California Senate took a very controversial step earlier this year, and most people have really not spoke about this. So what is happening is they have provided massive unemployment benefits to illegal immigrants. So basically, if you can prove that you are an illegal immigrant, you will get $300 a week for an extended period of time. This is coming in from the Free Beacon, also from the immigration. The decision, really grabbed me because the California's already has a huge $31.5 billion deficit and heightened concerns about mass illegal immigration. So on top of it, now they are paying out $300 a week. This is it's no, it is not right, Tomcat, in any way, shape, or form, and it really gets my blood boiling as Americans around the country are having such a hard time. And how many more states are going to take the same initiative and run with it and give out more and more free money? It's like we're printing off paper so quickly that we are putting not only our grandchildren that aren't even born yet into debt, but our great grandchildren. And it actually got voted. It was the Senate Bill 227. It got voted with a 30 to 7 vote, which means, yeah, they approved it. And the thing is we really need to pay attention to not only California or Wisconsin or Missouri or whatever state you're in, but we need to pay attention to what's going on around the country, because the things that they're passing should be, one, illegal, and two, what about helping the American people? Being a prior Navy and being a vet, what about veterans? What about all the benefits that they have sucked up over the last decades, 2, 3 decades, right? 20, 30 years. And I'll give you a prime example. When my mother lost G, he had just got 100% benefits as a veteran. He waited 15 years to get those 100% benefits. And when G passed away, within 30 days, they took away his VA benefits. Then, on top of it, Social Security turned around and smacked my mother again. And what did they do? They took away G's and they took away G's Social Security. Then it took them 6 months to decide to give my mother G's Social Security instead of her own. I talked to a woman today on the phone, and it really struck a nerve with me. And she said, "KJ, if I could still be involved, right now I'm working with Heifer International." She said if I could still be involved with Heifer International, I would. But I just lost my husband. He worked 50 years, KJ, and he lost when he passed away. I lost his money, and then on top of it, they only are giving me $40 of that pension. See, it's really funny to me how the fat cats keep getting fatter, and the middle class is getting wiped out, and the poor are going to be on the brink of starvation. And it's very sad to me that this is the United States of America that I grew up in, that I was proud to join the Navy, that I was proud to be an American. And now I am ashamed of how we're treating people. And I am outraged that we will hand out $300 a week to illegals. I'm outraged that we will give them three cell phones, that we will put them up in $500 a night hotels, while others that are disabled on Social Security or have lost a dear one, right? That have lost one of their loved ones, their husband or their wife, are struggling to make ends meet. It is a dang shame in the United States of America that we would treat people this way and that we would bring people up into this country and give them 20 weeks of $300 weekly unemployment checks, and they just have to meet a minimal work requirement. They have to go out and apply for a job or two. Now, you have to realize too that when COVID happened, there was $31 billion of fraud losses related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Additionally, California employers are also burdened with a $20 billion debt that face prospect of increased payroll taxes. We also have to realize that this is not just affecting California. This is affecting small businesses and restaurants all over the country. This is affecting free enterprise. The small businesses are getting closed, folks. And this year, as the new COVID strain comes out, are we going to lose more businesses, more mom and pop shops that aren't going to have a chance to stand up against Wally Worlds and large corporate greed? Is that where we're headed? And as these things get imposed upon us, then where does it leave us? It leaves Americans holding the bag. It leaves Americans without being able to put food on their table. And it ticks me off to no end. Being prior military, I love this country. I love it from sea to shining sea. I'm a patriot at heart. But now, folks, tonight we're going to talk about who's on the hit list because the hit list is ridiculous. The list that they're putting out is absolutely, to me, it's really unnerving. It's unnerving. And I think, yeah, Susan, let me tell you this. I am still fighting with the VA to get my benefits when the military gave me something that will never go away, ever. Yes, and you all know, they gave me PTSD. It's lasted me my whole life. You know, I served this country proudly. I got meritoriously advanced. I worked my tail off to do the right thing. And what have I got is a slap in the face. And many of the people that you're seeing on the streets, man, I'm telling you folks, don't be a judgmental a-hole. Don't be judgmental. You know, you might see a brother or a sister on the streets, and I've talked about this more than once. You know, it is someone's son or daughter, but it could be a military vet that is struggling with PTSD. And I thank God that God brought me around center and that I was able to center and go forward and realize what stresses me out and what triggers me so that I don't have mean nightmares, so that I don't wake up screaming no more, and that I continue to talk. Can you all believe that weeks in my life I didn't talk as much as I love y'all? You know, this is the things that we're facing right now. And I think that as we see these things unfold, where do we go from here? What do we do to make a difference? And I think first and foremost, we have to get actively involved. We have to get actively involved in our communities, our schools, where they're pushing this radical ideology. We have to get involved at a county level, at a city level, at a state level, whatever we can do. We've got to be the new blood that creates something better for our kids and our grandkids. Texas Red Leg. Somebody go over and somebody drop Texas Red Leg's, drop his link Somebody drop his link. He needs 2 subs to hit 700. Way to go, way to go, Texas, man. Way to go, Texas Red League. I've been there since the beginning with you, brother. Way to go, man. Somebody drop his link. One of my mods drop Texas Red Legs link, and somebody that's not a sub, let's get him over 700. Let's do it. Let's do the dang thing, folks. Man, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. You're going to be over 700 today. No way you're not going to be under 700. Come on, people. Go sub to Texas Red Leg. Great guy. Georgia Mitchell, nice to see you. I want to say that this is a short news broadcast because we have an extended news broadcast tonight. My special tonight, Friday night, it is the Second Amendment that we need to hold on to. But I also want to talk about, are you on the list? Is your city on the list? And we're going to go into detail. And boy, oh boy, the things that I've uncovered are downright sad and disgusting. I want to say that, the main thing, folks, is that, our motto here at Off the Wall is to do the dang thing. And if I can say anything, we don't have much time left to do something. We all feel the escalation. We all feel the escalation. Dragonflies is almost to 1,200 subs. She's like 25 shy. You know, yes, there's one. Pascal McQuaddy just subbed. Somebody else go sub. Go and hit the button. Hit the button. Check your notifications though. There's a lot of funky things going on. They're taking people off of people. So make sure you get involved. Make sure that you watch. I want to say with this situation that I just brought up, can you imagine, folks, if they said, you're 700? My mother Sparks, you're at 700 right now? You're above 700, aren't you? 1180, 1165. Mods, drop some of these people's links. My mother Sparks, welcome to the chat. I've watched some of your videos and through Roaming Prepper, who's a good friend of mine, and we welcome you to the channel and to the chat. Somebody dropped My Mother Sparks. Somebody dropped Pascal McQuaddy. Pascal McQuaddy, you've been doing the dang thing. Pascal, Texas Red Lake, you now have 700. Yeah, hoorah. To our round table. We're going to be having a round table. If anybody in the chat, including you, My Mother Sparks, we're having a men's round table. This it's a women's round table, and then the week after that we're having a mixed round table. So I will be sending out the links to the folk. Awesome, George, way to go, man. Way to go, Texas Red Lake. You're over the 700, brother. Boom, boom. Glad to have you back, man. We missed you. It was like, well, you were off YouTube, I think 3-4 months, and I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I know you were busy and stuff, but we're glad to have you back. Just stay consistent, Texas Red Lake. One video a week. That's all you got to do, and you'll pick up more and more subs. At least one video a week. That if I can give you any tip from when I had my other channel and it grew so quickly and I got over 1 million views, 13,000 subs, one video a week and you'll do it, brother. You'll grow to 1,000 and 2,000, and maybe try to do one live stream every couple weeks. Y'all, if you have a channel, it's really important to stay consistent. I'm like over the top consistent. I have a lot of things. My mother Sparks, send me an email at offthewallprepper@gmail.com. Easy to remember. Off the wall prepper right there at Gmail. I would love to have you on the channel. I'd love to have you on a show, and it's going to be real down to earth. Perhaps women's panel is. I'll have a few questions, and then I just kind of let it go. Pascal McQuaddy, you have 171 subs. Way to go. Way to go, man. Yeah, way to go. If there's anybody else that would like to be on a women's panel or men's panel or a mixed panel, reach out to me at Off the Wall Prepper right there at Gmail. Um, yeah, way to go, Texas Red Lake. Way to go. I'm looking forward to having you next Thursday night too. I'm really looking forward to the roundtables. Uh, a little similar to the Battlefield board that we had for what 2 months on Off the Wall Prepper, but I'm switching things up a little bit. It's going to be a little different. We're going to run some scenarios and some down to earth questions and things like that. And I'm really looking forward to the panel. My panel for next Thursday night is full. We got like 8 or 9 people, 10 people. Then the following week I have like three. So I need some more women to step forward. And she's a wildflower. Hint, hint. I'd like to have you, Huga. Hint, hint. I'd love to have any of you folks. If you're a creator or not, Pascal McQuaddy, if you'd like to come on, wonderful. Naked and Afraid, how you doing? Um, I just want to say that back to the subject I was talking about, that I think the most important thing that we can do, folks, as truth seekers, patriots, homesteaders, preppers, is that we have to put our boots on the ground. Time is running out. Time is running out for us to re-grasp the roots of this country. And I think that as we watch history get taken down, one piece at a time, our schools taken down, all of these things happening, we have to realize that it's not going back to the old world. The Agenda 2030, which was Agenda 210, they switched it to 2030. It's in full blown motion. And my concern for people, my big concern, right, is that many people will have to choose between heat or eat. And we've been talking about this for 2 years, and I knew the day was coming, but I feel that it's full throttle right now. And I think that each and every one of us really needs to think about long term food, not just canning food, not just canned food, but I'm talking long term, because I don't think this is going to go away quickly. I think that, the Great Depression lasted, it started and then it lasted for, over the 10-year mark. And before recovery really started, they were going into 15, 20 years or more, right? And it took a long time for that to recover. When BRICS pushes the treasury bonds back into the United States, for one, and that two, when they have their gold backed currency, the United States dollar will fall. You might all remember this when I first started on YouTube almost 3 years ago, is that I did a show called The Fall of the Great Empire. It was a wonderful production, but I talked about the Great Ming Dynasty. I talked about Britain. I talked about the Mayans. I talked about all the civilizations and all the great ruling countries. And I'm sorry to say this, but the United States is at the verge of the fall. We're at the falling point, and when we fall, folks, it's going to be a hard wake up call for many. It is. Let me check it for you. Thank you. If I have a sound problem, please say something, folks. I'm still getting used. I'm still getting used to this mixer. Um, and sometimes I talk quiet sometimes anyway, which I know y'all don't think that's probably the truth, but I hope that helped a little bit. I turned it up a little bit. I hope that helped. I hope that helps. Anytime, does that help? Okay, wonderful. Anytime that I'm a little too quiet, until I get this all figured out, please don't hesitate to say, hey, KJ, a-hole, turn the volume up. Okay. But, you know, as the United States falls, we have to realize that civilization's way different from when it was the Ming Dynasty or when it was Great Britain. We have this tech, we have all this tech, and the thing is that tech is going to be turned around on the United States. We're going to see the fall of the grid. It could last a week, 2 weeks, or 2 years, or 20 years. No one will know if we can bring our grid back up the right way. We already know that the transformers that are in the grid are from China. We already know that China is putting a economical hold on us by the Panama Canal. So, as we watch the Maritime and things like that on this channel, we are seeing all these signs be put into spot and into place. And so it is just a matter of time before they we have the great fall. And when we have the fall, it is going to be very startling for me as well as you. Don't act like you're Billy Badass or Bertha Bombeck, Don't do it. Because it is going to be, no matter how much we prep for, we are all going to be like, wow, you know. And I think the most important thing is to not walk in fear and walk in faith, always and foremost. Folks, this is just a short live. We have a major production tonight at 8, I believe it's at 8 p.m. Central Time. I got to go back into YouTube and see why they're trying to say it can't even be monetized. Maybe it's because I put something about the Second Amendment right on the title. I don't know. Whatever, you know. Um, oh, here you go, George. I hope you're all right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for sharing the links. My mother Sparks, I look forward to talking to you outside of YouTube a little bit. Kentucky Survival, nice to see you, brother. Dragonflies, thanks for being here. Hooga, hooga. Your email, I emailed you back, Huga. Oh, you're silly. George, I hope everything turns out okay. You got it. She's a wildflower. I need to get an email from you. I'm waiting for the email. It's coffee time. It's dinner time. And I believe you're right, Naked and Afraid. We are in for a very rough winter. The black woolly worm's already out, and I'm kind of old school. I'm old fashioned when it comes to looking at nature to figure out how things are going to be. And the black woolly worms are out. My grandmother told me, if the woolly worms are a light brown, then you have a mild winter. If they're dark black, be prepared. So, everybody, be prepared. Don't be scared. Walk in faith, light, love, and hope. And do the dang thing on a daily basis. Prepping is not about, oh, today I'm not prepping, tomorrow I'm a prepper. What you're doing is going to save you and your family's life. I hope that each and every one of you keeps on doing the dang thing. God bless you from here in the Ozarks to wherever you're at. Should we take it out with a song? Hit a one in the chat if you want to hear one song. Because here at the OTWP, we have this little motto about watchers and doers. And there's a big damn difference. If you're just sitting here on YouTube and you're just watching, well, I'm sorry to damn say it, you're probably going to starve to death. And that's cruel reality. But sometimes it's good to hear a harsh reality. I hope that each and every one of you has a great evening. I hope that you're able to join in tonight. And let's take it on out with watchers and doers. Don't be a watcher. Please be a doer. Please put your boots on the ground and don't give up and don't ever give in. Oh, no, we're going to take it out like this. Where do we go from here? Because that fits the occasion. Here we go. Till I see you again, my friends. God bless.